Don't visit this city unless you're ready to feel completely overwhelmed. Skyscrapers block out the sky. Neon lights erase the darkness. Subways roar beneath endless streets. Millions of lives move at impossible speed. This is New York, one of the global host cities connected to the FIFA World Cup 2026. A place preparing to welcome the world beneath its endless skyline. A city where nobody slows down, where every block feels like a movie scene, and where silence almost doesn't exist anymore. In this video, you'll discover hidden rooftops, abandoned tunnels, secret gardens, glowing night streets, forgotten islands, and places that make New York feel surreal in 2026. Number 10, Central Park at dawn. The city suddenly disappears here. Fog drifts across empty pathways. Skyscrapers rise silently beyond the trees. The lakes reflect soft orange sunrise light while distant sirens echo through the morning air. For a moment, New York feels calm. Early mornings transform the park completely. Before the crowds arrive, the silence feels almost unnatural inside a city. This massive joggers pass through the mist. Rowboats move slowly across the water. Everything feels cinematic, but once the sun rises higher, the noise returns. Most tourists stay near Bethesda Terrace, but the northern forest areas near the ravine feel far quieter and almost forgotten. Visit before sunrise. By late morning, the peaceful atmosphere disappears quickly. Number 9, Roosevelt Island. This island feels strangely disconnected from Manhattan. The skyline towers nearby like another world. Trams glide silently above the East River. Old abandoned hospital ruins stand beside modern buildings. Everything feels suspended between past and future. At night, cold wind moves across the waterfront while the city lights reflect across dark water. The atmosphere becomes surprisingly eerie. Especially near the abandoned smallpox hospital ruins, it's hard to believe this place exists beside one of the busiest cities on Earth. The southern tip of the island reveals one of the most peaceful skyline views in New York. Ride the Roosevelt Island tram after sunset for incredible nighttime views over Manhattan. Number 8, the High Line. This park floats above the streets. Old railway tracks cut between giant glass towers. Wild plants grow beside steel and concrete. Below, yellow taxis move endlessly through the avenues. The contrast feels surreal. During sunset, golden light reflects off the skyscrapers, while shadows stretch across the elevated pathway. Everything feels dreamlike, but late at night, parts of the area become strangely quiet. Almost too quiet for Manhattan. Most visitors stay near Chelsea Market. But the northern sections often feel calmer with better skyline views. Visit during weekday evenings to avoid the largest crowds. Number 7, Coney Island. This place feels frozen between decades. Old amusement rides creak beside the ocean. Neon signs flicker above empty boardwalks. Waves crash against the dark beach beneath cold Atlantic wind. During summer, it feels chaotic and alive. But during winter, Coney Island becomes almost haunting. The empty rides, the silent carnival games, the abandoned feeling of the shoreline. It feels like stepping inside an old forgotten movie. Walk far beyond the main boardwalk areas to discover quieter stretches of beach with dramatic city-ocean views. Winter visits create the most atmospheric experience, especially during cloudy evenings. Number 6, Grand Central Terminal. This station feels larger than reality. Massive chandeliers glow above endless crowds. Whispers echo beneath giant ceilings. Trains disappear into underground darkness beneath the city. Everything moves constantly, yet hidden corners inside the terminal remain strangely calm. Time slows down beside old marble staircases and quiet balconies above the crowds. At night, the station feels even more cinematic. Golden lights reflect across polished floors while travelers disappear into endless corridors. Many visitors never discover the hidden whispering gallery near the Oyster Bar. Visit late evening when the crowds thin and the atmosphere becomes far more dramatic. Number 5, Brooklyn Bridge at night. This bridge changes completely after dark. The skyline glows like another planet. River reflections shimmer beneath the towers. Cold wind moves through the cables high above the East River. Everything feels enormous. Walking across the bridge at night feels strangely emotional. Behind you, Brooklyn stretches into darkness. Ahead, Manhattan burns with endless lights. The city feels infinite from here. Most people stop near the middle, but the Brooklyn side pedestrian areas reveal quieter skyline angles perfect for photos. Avoid midday, night walks create a far more unforgettable experience. Number 4. Ellis Island. This place feels frozen in time, yet filled with millions of stories, just across the water from Manhattan. This small island once received waves of immigrants arriving in America. Today, it stands silent, surrounded by the same harbor, but wrapped in memory instead of movement. Empty halls echo with footsteps that are no longer there. Old corridors stretch beneath fading light. Through the windows, the skyline of New York still watches quietly from afar. Everything feels heavy here. Not scary, but deeply emotional. You can almost imagine the voices that once filled these rooms: hope, fear, arrival, and goodbye, all crossing the same stone floors. At sunset, the ferry ride back feels different. Like you're leaving behind another world that still exists just beneath modern New York. Most visitors rush through the main museum areas, but the outdoor views facing Lower Manhattan give one of the most powerful skyline contrasts in the entire city. Go early in the day. The ferry ride itself is part of the experience, especially when the morning mist rises over the Statue of Liberty in the harbor. Number 3. Lower Manhattan rooftops. New York looks unreal from above. Skyscrapers stretch endlessly toward the horizon. Helicopters move between glowing towers. Streets below look like rivers of light. The city never stops moving. After midnight, rooftop views become even more surreal. Steam rises from buildings, neon reflections cover wet streets. Thunderstorms roll between the skyscrapers during summer nights. Everything feels alive. Smaller rooftop lounges in Lower Manhattan often reveal better skyline views than the famous tourist locations. Weather changes fast at rooftop height, bringing an extra layer even during warmer nights. Number 2. The subway after midnight. This is the hidden side of New York. Nearly empty train cars rattle through underground tunnels. Station lights flicker against old tiled walls. Musicians play alone beneath echoing ceilings. The city suddenly feels darker. At midnight, New York becomes less polished, less touristy, more real. Every station feels different. Some feel alive, others feel strangely abandoned, and somewhere beneath the streets, the city keeps moving forever. Older downtown stations still preserve beautiful vintage architecture most visitors never notice. Stay aware of your surroundings late at night and avoid empty platforms when possible. Number 1. Times Square at 3 a.m. This place doesn't feel human anymore. Massive screens flood the streets with endless light. Advertisements move across giant buildings, steam rises from underground vents while taxis cross glowing intersections below. Even in the middle of the night, everything keeps moving. But around 3 a.m., something strange happens. The crowds finally thin, the noise softens slightly, and for a brief moment, Times Square feels almost empty. The giant lights continue flashing across silent streets. It feels dystopian, beautiful, and strangely unreal, like standing inside the future. The quieter side streets surrounding Times Square reveal some of the most cinematic late-night city views. Late-night visits feel far safer and calmer in busy areas than empty, isolated streets far from Midtown. New York doesn't wait for you. It moves constantly, day and night, summer and winter, noise and silence. Some places here feel exciting, others feel almost overwhelming. But somewhere between the glowing skyscrapers, the empty midnight streets, and the endless movement of millions of people, the city becomes unforgettable. Which place would you explore first? Subscribe for more travel guides from around the world, and let's explore the world together.